So we found these few ayat of gradual inevitability, right? You have the red sky inevitably leading into the night. You have the moon inevitably becoming what? Full. It's just these grades. Nature around you is going through these gradations. It's Allah Azza wa Jal letting us know like the clock is ticking. Every day is like the rounds of an hour. Or every time the moon becomes full and then almost nothing. حَتَّى عَادَ كَالْعُرْجُونِ الْقَدِيمِ like an old twig even, right? And then come back to full again. These are like the rotations of an hour. Time is passing by. And these steps are taking place. So, in the previous passage, the central text was, Ya ayyuhal insan innaka kadihun ila rabbika kadhan. When the human beings on this conveyor belt headed towards their Lord, they can't stop it. Now look at this. The sky inevitably turns black. Inevitably, the moon becomes full. It just keeps moving forward and forward. And after calling for us to reflect on these things, what does he say? La tarkabunna tabaqan an tabaq. All of you are going to ride, literally ride, like you're in a car or in the old days on a camel or something, on one stage after another. The way the Mufassirun describe this is so amazing. Subhanallah. You're going to be in the belly of your mother. That's a journey. Then you're going to come out of it. Then you're going to become a little older and be able to walk. That's going to be a stage. Then from there you're going to go to a stage where you can talk. Then there's going to be a stage where you can walk. And there's going to be a stage where you can become independent. Then there's going to be a stage when you'll be more powerful than your parents are. You go through these stages. And eventually you'll be at a stage where you can't even stand up straight. Right? وَمَن نُعَمِّرْهُ نُنَكِّسُ فِي الْخَلْقِ. Whoever we give old age, we start reversing them in creation and weakening them in their creation. So you'll go through these stages, just like every evening eventually leads to night. Every half moon eventually leads to a full moon. It's inevitable. But what's the final inevitability? That's already been told to us. Where are you going to end up? To your Lord. You're going to meet what you did. You're going to stand before Him. So that entire theme comes full circle in these words. Allah speaks about these stages elsewhere in the Quran. He tells something about these stages. اعلموا أنما الحياة الدنيا لعب ولهو وزينة وتفاخر بينكم وتكاثر في الأموال والأولاد. Stages in life. Worldly life is nothing more than games, play. When you're little, all you want to do is play. Then, walahun and entertainment. You get a little older, you want to sing songs and, watch a story, read a story. Entertainment. Wazinatun, then an obsession to beautify yourself. You become a teenager, you want to look good. Fashion, right? وَتَفَاخُرٌ بَيْنَكُمْ. And then the next stage, the next tabaq, is to prove yourself to one another, to show your accomplishments to the world. And then وَتَكَاثُرٌ فِي الْأَمْوَالِ وَالْأَوْلَادِ. And then to have plenty in worldly, in assets and in children. To have stability in the family and stability financially. That's your final thing. A 14-year-old is not worried about financial stability. But ask a 40-year-old. What are they worried about? Right? It changes. So you go through these stages in life. لَتَرْكَبُنَّ طَبْقًا عَنْ طَبَقٍ. At the end of all of this discourse, these are the concluding ayat. فَمَا لَهُمْ لَا يُؤْمِنُونَ. Then what is wrong with them? They don't believe? What is wrong with them? They don't have iman? Where does iman rest? Where does iman rest? In the Quran, Allah says, وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ حَبَّبَ إِلَيْكُمُ الْإِيمَانِ وَزَيَّنَهُ فِي قُلُوبِكُمْ. Allah has made iman beloved to you and has beautified it inside of your hearts. Right? When Allah talks about people having lost their iman or becoming corrupt, Allah talks about the hearts becoming hard. Here Allah says, what's wrong with them? They don't have iman. But in the previous surah, Allah told us what is wrong with them. He answered that question himself in the previous surah, subhanAllah. He says, كَلَّا بَلْ رَانَ عَلَى قُلُوبِهِمْ مَا كَانُوا يَكْسِبُونَ. You remember the rust that has been placed on their hearts because of the sins they earn? Right? That is the rust that leaves them no iman, no time for reflection, nothing.